Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime girl. It is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed sports analyst, and welcome to the Streakers Island podcast, powered by Streakers Gaming. We have the usual suspects on the episode, Mr. Moore for your money,
Woo!
and Mr. Lane Dashing Dashco. We have an action-packed show for you guys today, and you know what? I don't know if you two agree, but do you think talking sports with the analyst is the perfect way to kick off your Thursday morning?
Oh, yes. It's up as
Friday morning, but yeah.
What's Friday morning? Whatever. Close enough.
Perfect way to start off the weekend.
It's a great way to start off the weekend. And even though we look forward on the island, we need to look in the past and talk about Thursday night football. We're also going to talk about Sunday night football in the NFL. Of course, another huge weekend in the CFL. We're going to dive into that. The Toronto Blue Jays playoff hopes. Well, I mean,
They're diving.
Some people say diving. Some people still feel they're in the driver's seat. We have the NHL headlines and so much more. But I think it's time to dive right into Thursday night football. And I will say this. I was very surprised with how close that game was. I thought Buffalo was going to just plow over Miami.
Yeah,
and instead, the Dolphins, I think if they took away two critical errors, I think they had a very strong chance of winning that game.
So I think we should answer the question they asked on the broadcast. I think it's a perfect way to start this talk conversation. Did the way the Dolphins play, did they splash some water on the hot seat so that McDaniels can...
Is this a gas or ass?
Yeah, sure. Make it a gas or ass, sure.
Oh.
I know Dan just wanted to play the piano, so gas or ass.
100%.
Same question, but yeah, gas or ass. Did the Dolphins, the way they played tonight, did they save their head coach or make his seat a little bit less hot?
I'm going to say gas. I think considering you're going against a tier 1 team, you got beat by the Patriots the week before, and you couldn't stop May's offense whatsoever. You actually did create some 3-and-outs against the Buffalo Bills offense, which is one of the most deadliest offense in the NFL. Josh Allen, at times, could not find a big play. I thought they did a good job at limiting the Buffalo Bills offense. However, the critical errors is what cost it for them. But no, I don't see Miami looking for a new head coach going into next week.
I am disagreeing with my brother, and I'm saying ass. At the end of the day, doesn't matter if you lost by 10 or you lost by 100, you're still starting the season 0-3. You got some key players like Chukwuwawa. That's why I butcher your name, buddy. You got him that actually is healthy this year. You got Tyree Hill that you don't want to trade out.
Yeah, you should have traded.
Yeah, you should have traded, and you're 0-3. I'm like, you got to wake up and get the season going. I mean, shout out to my classmates in Seneca, my sports marketing program. We have a group chat, too, just like Team USA and the World Cup of Hockey there back in the day. And we were talking in the group chat, it was a very, very good, entertaining game overall. I mean, like what Jacob said, I thought it was going to be a blowout. I think we were all kind of thinking at the beginning. And what some people said, give Miami a lot of credit. They played really well. And I think the other part of this Buffalo's defense was not up to par for the most part of the game, but they created a turnover that sealed the game. In my opinion, I just think regardless of what the score is, you're 0-3. You got to start smelling some coffee and waking up here, folks.
Yeah, but I look at it, Dan. They were expected to be blown out.
They were, yeah.
And
we still lost by 10. It wasn't like if they lost at 1 point like week 1.
Okay, Dan, they lost by 10, but the field goal was in garbage time. You can basically say they lost by 7. And the way I look at it, considering, the Dolphins were missing one of their main quarterbacks, one of their tight ends. Waddle was questionable going into this game. And
they played their main quarterback. What are you talking about?
Corner with a C.
Oh, it was a quarter.
No.
See, kids, don't play your music too loud.
But all I'm getting at is, you know what, with injuries
get old.
and straight up, the Bills are a much better team than Miami.
100%.
And I think Miami did a very good job of just taking what was there offensively for
They
most
did.
of the game. And defensively, it's not like they tried to completely stop the Bills' offense. They realized all they could do was slow it down. And they did. However, I also think we got to give a big shout out to the Buffalo Bills. At the end of the day, they found a way to make one big play that won the game, which was the interception.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen putting together the touchdown drive off the interception.
Yes.
The complimentary football right now in Buffalo is top notch.
And look
They
at
look
Mr.
so
Cook.
good.
And also, yes, James Cook had another very nice
My
game.
boy,
He's starting
that
to show
contract's
why.
looking
He just
better and
couldn't
better
get through
every
week
game.
1. Still salty about that.
Well,
It
what do you
takes
think,
Cook
Mr.
a night finish
Gasco? Gasso asked you your own question.
I'm gonna. We need a middle. I'll say a little bit of gas, but I'll say 55% gas, 45% ass, because I do think
Interesting.
I kind of agree with what both you're saying. That's why I asked. Like, I actually don't know where I stand because it kind of feels like I see where both you're coming from. Where like, well, they did play better, but then I also kind of agree with Dan saying, where it's like, well, yeah, a loss is a loss, bro. Whether it's 1 point or 100 points, you still lost. So
Yeah, 100%.
I sit in the
Look,
middle.
I look at it though.
I
For
really
the
don't know.
majority of this game, you were neck and neck with arguably the best team in the NFL.
I think that's what saves it, though.
And it's
That's the
not
only
like
thing.
let's say this game was 31-12. Then I think Miami would be getting a new coach next week. But I think there was enough improvements, especially on the defense. I think maybe the offense needs to get a little more creative because Tua Tagovailoa does have accuracy. He doesn't have necessarily the power. So you can get more creative with drag routes, especially with Hill and Waddle, who
They
both
also-
have a lot of speed. But then when you're looking at the Bills offense and they're doing when Dan, you've argued a lot on the show that you feel the Bills need a true number one wide receiver.
Yes.
But when you're looking here, Kincaid 5 receptions, Shakir 4 receptions, Moore 2, Coleman 2, Cook 3. Like multiple guys are getting multiple receptions.
I hear you, but
Right. But Dan, hear me out. Let me finish. And the big difference for that is, in my opinion, what makes this harder is you look at, I'm going to use a CFL example, but you look at the Hamilton Tiger Cats. When you shut down Kenny Lawler, you shut down 60% of that passing offense.
Pretty
And
much.
Buffalo, okay, I'm going to focus on shutting down Shakir. Okay, well, Kincaid's now going to be the guy. Okay, well, I'm going to shut down Kincaid. No problem. Now, Coleman's the guy. Okay, I'm going to shut down Coleman. Okay, no problem. Now Palmer's going to be the guy. Okay, we're going to drop back in coverage. Okay, no problem. James Cook is going to average almost 6 yards a carry. Because this team is so deep, I don't think necessarily they need. I think the Bills are showing. I thought they showed it last year, and I think they're showing it this year. They don't
look
need that
scary.
superstar receiver, and I also think Coleman's going to become that receiver. He's a big guy with some good.
Is he a tight end?
Pardon?
No,
I thought he was tight end.
No,
he's not.
I mean, even the Bills today,
sorry.
their third string tight end gets a touchdown reception.
Okay.
Right? I mean, it's the way this offense is designed. It's not designed to force it to the best player. It's to take what's open. And in the modern NFL, whoever turns the ball over the most loses. And the Bills have not turned the ball over in months because they're not trying to force the ball to Stephon Diggs in double coverage so he doesn't pout and won't play the rest of the game.
But here we are after how many years of playoff exits versus KC. We need that baller 50-50 fast star receiver to get it into the Super Bowl. But this leads me to a back-to-back Gasso ass.
Before we get to that, though, Dan, I want to point this out to you, though. What about the Philadelphia Eagles? They didn't. AJ Brown barely did anything that game.
I get that, but the fact that he was even on the field made the defense cover him so the other guys are more open.
Really?
Right?
You're telling me they're covering him when Saquon Barkley is literally jumping pirouettes over them?
We saw that in the Super Bowl. I know it was crazy, but at the end of the day, Philadelphia won. So you can't question any moves.
Exactly. Philadelphia won without passing the ball, forcing the ball to top receivers.
I know, but the fact that the receiver was there for the defense, it was a threat. They still had to cover ground.
The Philadelphia Eagles are winning with barely even throwing the ball over 100 yards.
I
so you
get
don't
that.
need that top receiver.
But the fact that they can, right?
Hopefully
we see the same thing. We see the same thing in hockey too, right?
No, we don't.
It's like you see Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin winning the game, even though they didn't get a point. Why? Because the top two defensemen are so busy covering them that the other forwards are wide open. We see it in every sport.
One magical player in Buffalo that makes all this completely irrelevant, and his name is Josh Allen. Josh Allen right now is playing like he is the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah,
and it's
for
not
sure.
even a question right now.
But we see this replay happen every year. He's the best quarterback in the season. And then in the playoffs, he doesn't have a receiver get it done.
No, he's Dan.
I'm a Bills fan. I love Josh.
Why is his best season without Stephon Diggs? Why was that his best season?
Because he's still to get the job done. Doesn't matter how good the season was.
That isn't an answer.
I know, but it's like the Maple Leafs. Do we care if they were first in the division last year? Do we care? All this great stuff happened? No. They still lost to Florida.
They traded Mitch Marner. They get rid of Mitch Marner. You go, this is great. This is wonderful. Now we have money for balanced scoring. The Buffalo Bills get rid of Stephon Diggs. This is terrible. We need to put all the money into
because at least still have Austin Matthews, William Nylander, John Tavares, Matthew Nyes.
Look, Dalton Kincaid. What's your point?
For not franchise. Josh Allen's a franchise player, but he needs another franchise player to work with him. Austin Matthews has William Nylander.
Dan, okay, tell him, besides of Travis Kelce, who the last couple of years has been dog doo-doo, who is this other franchise player Patrick Mahomes has had?
I can't figure his name top of my head.
Because he's not there.
No, he is there. No, he's not. They did that trade for him.
They have a mediocre receiving core in the last couple of years.
No, they did that trade for him. He played in Miami before.
Dan, I'm not talking about Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill hasn't been there the last 4 years.
No, but there was someone else they got last year.
No, there
was a running back.
They got Dan, Kareem Hunt is not a
Hunt. That's it. Yes,
Hunt. He is not a franchise player. He'd be a third string running back on Buffalo.
Okay, I get that, but for KC, you could argue that was a missing piece.
No, you don't get that because they don't have a superstar receiver. They don't. They didn't last year either.
Yeah, but we have Taylor Swift.
Right now is oodles and noodles and caboodles better than Travis Kelce.
But they have Taylor Swift.
That doesn't mean anything.
So I guess Josh Allen has to start dating
he's already married to a very prominent actress. So you're
okay. Well, dump her and start dating
Josh Allen. Do not listen to Daniel Moore.
I don't know. Start dating who's the biggest singer besides Taylor Swift as
Lane,
Rihanna.
Lane, can you please? You can usually help me bring some common sense in here. Do you get what I am saying? Ever since they got rid of Stephon Diggs, this team has been better.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But not in the playoffs, in the exact same spot.
No, the playoff games, they were much closer.
But Dan,
doesn't matter. It's still wrong. It it's like saying Maple Leafs did better because they took Florida Game 7 this time.
Dan, here's the part you're missing. You say that, but getting better, again, I know this sound crazy. Sometimes getting better makes you worse. You don't need more of one thing. You need balance. So
I get that.
What you're actually arguing is making them work. What you're saying will make them better will actually make them worse. Here's an example. When I look at Green Bay, they're a team I think actually needs a top receiver because they don't have it. But the Bills have 3 guys. You saw 2 of them today that got over 6 catches, and Josh Allen can just pick apart the part. And you look at when Mahomes was good. Yeah, he had Rice and Worthy. But they're not all-star.
Rice, there we go.
Dan Rice, Rasheem Rice is not an all-star receiver. He'd be comparable to Coleman in Buffalo, at best.
It's just because and you have the weapons, you can throw the ball around and make these guys look good. And I think that's what the Bills have this year. They have enough people. They've got good backup receivers. They got good starting receivers. They got a good backup tight end. They got a good starting tight end. So when these subs are coming off and on the field, they're still able to throw these guys and get big plays. I agree with Jacob on this. I don't think they need to I don't think they need anything. I think they got to chill.
Well, I guess
Also,
the
too,
thing too is
can you-
these young receivers have a year underneath their belt, more and more experience, right? So I understand that, Mr. Dasco, but this kind of leads into my Gasso ass.
Okay, fine.
Bills are now 3-0, an 18-game regular season. We're about a quarter of the way done. Believe it or not, that quick. And
They're not
kind of
recording
what,
right now, but
well, we're close to it. Anyway,
no, not close to it.
like what Jacob said,
6,
okay?
12, 15, 18. They're 6th of the way done.
Yeah, okay, sir, 6, whatever. Like what Jacob was saying, Buffalo is the best team in the NFL right now.
One of them.
Like what Mr. Dasco was saying, these young players have a lot more experience and every year under the belt. After seeing them 3-0, can we confidently say that the Bills are winning the Super Bowl this year? Gas or ass?
Ass, because I don't think we can confidently say anyone's winning a Super Bowl after 3 weeks.
Ass.
Yeah,
I still think the Eagles are the team to beat. And I think
agree.
Green Bay, if they can bring in another weapon for Jordan Love, and before you say, well, why does Jordan Love need it and Josh Allen doesn't? Well, just open your brain and realize Jordan Love is a good quarterback, but he's no Josh Allen.
And that's the difference.
Sure.
That's the difference.
And you can even argue that Baltimore's in this conversation.
Justin Jefferson gets fed up of not having a quarterback that can throw him a ball, and maybe then Justin Jefferson's out of Minnesota and going to one of these teams.
Yeah, I could see that. Or even
I don't see Buffalo
Baltimore Ravens, very good team that could win.
Speaking of Justin Jefferson, I know we got to move on quickly, but I do want to give him a shout out. I didn't know
Shout out to the Justin J.
I didn't know this, but apparently in the last game there, the coach was going to pull J.J. McCarthy, and Justin Jefferson went over and said, I wouldn't do that. You're going to end this guy's career. Why don't you just let this guy get this growing pains? I'm okay losing. We're all okay losing. Let this guy get his growing pains and don't end his career. I got to give a big shout out to him to stepping up for someone who, at the end of the day, I know it's all about you, but he actually looked up for his teammate there and said, this is a bad idea. I don't think we should do that.
And you know what? When you look at the Vikings, they're certainly not in a win now. They're certainly not in win now with JJ McCarthy. If they were going to try to win now, they would have stuck with Sam Darnold.
I don't know why they didn't. Like, you think of
McCarthy's the future, and they felt this team is not good enough to win a Super Bowl, which I agree with.
Okay, but you would think, look at how much better McCarthy would be if we had 1 year on the sideline behind a veteran. We've seen so many quarterbacks in the past that start off with having that 1 year on the sideline, having a veteran side by side, watching all their plays. And
Atlanta, Michael Penix Jr. Great.
Yeah, 100%. I really think, especially in this case, it would have made a massive difference. Especially if you want to build a franchise player quarterback, give up a year to gain extra 5 years of experience, right?
I just say the real question of that one is, why didn't J.J. McCarthy just play in the preseason to kind of work some of these things out and try?
Well, I agree with that too. I think it's ridiculous.
That's what I don't understand. And
I guess because they're trying to do the battle of the backup,
where starters aren't playing in the preseason, and I think at least give them a series or two. I'm not even saying play them a whole quarter, but maybe give them a series and give them a 2-minute drill.
Yeah, for sure.
In the game. But I do want to move on to the Canadian Football League. And before we get back into playoff scenarios and start breaking down the games, I do want to take a look at our power rankings from our last episode and just recap those power rankings. And when we recap those power rankings, Lane's Oski Wee Wee eating sushi beans is sitting at number 1 in the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Saskatchewan Roughriders sitting at 2. Calgary Stampeders 3. Toronto Argonauts 4. 3-game winning streak. They're climbing the ladder. BC
How long will it be there, though? I don't know.
5. Montreal Alouettes 6. Edmonton Elks 7th. Ottawa Redblacks, surprising move in quarterback coming in this week, we'll talk about later, 8. And Winnipeg Blue Bombers are, in my opinion, currently the worst team in the Canadian Football League. Now, it's interesting here when we take a look at some playoff scenarios, and these scenarios are brought to you by Hamilton Sports Central, fantastic channel on YouTube. Good friend
Wick
of the
is
program,
awesome,
Rick,
dude. You got
that.
walked with Wick during the walk fair. He's fantastic. Definitely listen to his podcast as well.
But when we look here with a Toronto loss and a BC loss and a Hamilton win, Hamilton could clinch their playoff berth. In the West, if BC loses, Winnipeg loses, and Edmonton loses, Saskatchewan clinches their home playoff. They now clinch the playoff spot.
That's all this week.
This would mean, yes, that Saskatchewan could finish no lower than second. So I just wanted to go over those areas there. Mind you, do I think all that's going to happen? No.
Ooh.
And we'll get into that. But
mathematically it could.
There's a lot of things that need to happen for those teams to get anything for those to happen, right? I mean, I think Saskatchewan will have a home playoff game, and I'm confident Hamilton will win the division. I just don't think these things will be clinched. I think both Saskatchewan and Hamilton will win their divisions. I don't think it's going to be clinched this week.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that's fair?
Yeah, I agree with you, Gas, on that one.
We didn't even play gas or ass, but cool, bro. You just love saying gas now.
Yeah, gas.
Speaking of gas, when I was out today, it was down to $1.19 when I was coming home from work.
Whoa!
Now $1.15 tonight.
So we get to make fun of Mr. Dan Moore off camera about that, so that'll be entertaining. But
you don't want me getting into politics on the show.
We're not going to get into politics on the island.
Like you brought it up.
This is a political-free zone. But let's talk about some CFL games here.
Thank you, Polyev.
We may as well start off from the very beginning. And we have the Montreal Alouettes taking on the Toronto Argonauts. It's the battle of the backup quarterbacks. We have McLeod Bethel-Thompson, who will be starting for the Montreal Alouettes. And the Toronto Argonauts, Chad Cowley's comeback, as apparently as the comeback was that he was coming back to the 6th game. And he is back on the 6-game injured list. Nick Arbuckle with a calf injury.
Yeah.
Yes. Nick Arbuckle's not playing this week either with a calf injury. He was seen on crutches from Double Blue Daily. Phenomenal Facebook page if you're looking for more Argo news. So Jared Dagey will be getting his first start as an Argonaut. And look, this is a big game for both of these teams, right? Montreal, sure, they won a big game last week. That's all fine and dandy. They caught Saskatchewan napping. But Montreal has only won 2 out of their last 7. Toronto has won 3 straight. And even though their defense has allowed over 30 points in all 3, their defense is playing much better and being able to make a play when they need it. Toronto somehow found a way to win a game while turning the ball over 6 times. Like, it's been a crazy run. Look, I'm just going to call this out. I think Dagey will play better than he's expected to. This kid's got some good arm strength. He at least understands 12-on-12 football, as he's been in the Canadian Football League for 3 years. And he's got a guy like Nick Arbuckle to mentor him how to get through a game like this. Because Nick Arbuckle, this is his specialty, not playing and then being thrown into a situation in a must-win game. So he's got tools to do it. And Ryan Dinwiddie is a very good offensive coordinator. Plus, the Argos' running game has been improving over the last month. Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, Dan, you have no confidence in Jared Dagey. I'm calling you out. You've said this multiple times when we were out at the game. You didn't even want him coming in. You wanted Janarian Grant throwing the ball instead. And then the very next play, Jared Dagey hits a beautiful first down throw with a perfect arc over a defender. But after you saw the game-winning drive he put together, yes, it was 3 passes, but 3 completions. But without those 3 completions, they don't win that game. Is your confidence any higher in Jared Dagey than what it was, or are you still like, no, this team's cooked without Nick Arbuckle or Chad Kelly?
I'm a little bit more confident, but at the end of the day, I don't see how you're going to win a CFL football game if your passing completion's only 50%. You got to get over that 50% hump, in my opinion. And the end of the day, Diggy's a first-string quarterback at best. I mean, there's a lot of teams in this league he would not be a first string. He wouldn't even be on the roster.
Like where?
And,
Dan, I'm calling you out. Like where?
Like any other team in CFL.
Okay, so you think he would not be the third string over Michael Frost in Hamilton? Who's never played he's never played a regular season snap.
Okay, fine. So Hamilton and Calgary.
You think he's worse than James Morgan in Montreal?
At this point, yeah.
I disagree with you 100%. James Morgan was terrible.
Okay, I get that, but Diggy hasn't played in 3 years besides.
Doesn't matter. Diggy put together game-winning drives. James Morgan couldn't even hold on to the ball.
Okay, and it was like he put together a game-winning drive, and that's fantastic. I give him a lot of credit for it. I'm not taking that away from him. It was a cool Walt Disney moment. But at the end of the day, he's played a half of a quarter in 3 years. I mean,
that's not accurate either.
In order, like as I see, for Toronto to win, especially against McLeod Bethel Thompson. Let's say it was against Captain Morgan, I could see possibly something happening here. But against Bethel Thompson, you're going to have to get at least over 50% completings. You're going to need at least 100 yards on the ground to win. You're going to need a turnover from your defense. Turnovers
on MBT is usually relatively easy.
Right, I can see that happening. But a lot of pieces have to be put in the puzzle in order to see this. I still think it's possible Toronto will win this game. I'm not saying Toronto was out of it because Montreal has a tendency of getting cocky for no reason. And I can see Montreal getting cocky because they won one game in their last 7 or whatever it's crazy stat is. Right? 7. So I can see it, but a lot of pieces. Toronto has a pretty much play mistake-free football, have a 100% game.
Okay, but Dan, that's what Toronto's had to do for most of the season to win a game. They haven't been.
Yeah, but I don't think so because I think Nick Arbuckle, like you said, Jacob, Toronto won with having 6 turnovers.
But that's the first team all year they won a game with having multiple mistakes. We've talked about it on the island multiple times that we felt bad for Arbuckle because we felt he could play 97% perfect, but that 3% of a mistake he made cost them the game. And I think it's important that the Argos won a game with making mistakes. But Lane, I'm curious on your perspective because Dan, the way he's talking about McLeod Bethel Thompson, you're not a fan of McLeod Bethel Thompson whatsoever.
No.
So do you honestly think MBT found his game after that against Saskatchewan, or do you think it's because it was 2 rookie corners in Saskatchewan that did not understand how to cover, and MBT does have arm strength? He can put a ball in a spot, and that's all we had to do is just put it in the area of Tyson Philpott, who was just burning those DBs where one guy neither one of them had ever started a CFL game at corner.
Yeah, I hate to be rude. I think it's the second thing. I don't think MBT's making a comeback.
No, I don't think he is either. I think Montreal got very lucky that Corey Mace didn't know what the word adjustment meant. And those corners were getting burnt by Tyson Philpott all night. And I think that could get to Montreal's head. Now, I'm not saying Toronto will win. I'm not saying Montreal can't win. But what I'm getting at is, straight up, I think for fans who feel there's no shot because Jared Daigie's in, I 100% disagree with you. Because I think Jared Daigie, you say he was only 3 for 6. Well, it should have been 4 for 6, but the PI wasn't called. And then another play, he threw a perfect ball, and the guy just dropped it. So he easily could have been 5 for 6.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
But on the final drive, he went 3 for 4.
Right, yeah.
On that final drive, he went 3 for 4. And including those, especially the first down on third and 5, that was a very difficult throw when he executed it.
It was, yeah.
Replay, if that ball was thrown an inch lower, it would have been incomplete.
Right.
If it was thrown an inch higher, it would have been out of bounds. It was a very, very difficult throw. And Ryan Dinwiddie said he's watched this kid from afar for a couple years, and he really likes him. I trust that Ryan Dinwiddie can find a good quarterback in the rough. Look what he's been able to do with Nick Arbuckle. A guy
Jack Kelly, he was a backup when you saw started.
But I'm saying, though, look what he's been able to do with Nick Arbuckle. A guy that everyone said couldn't be a starting quarterback, who, in my opinion, had a very good shot and still does, depending on how long he's injured, has a shot of winning the MOP this year.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
And on the flip side for Montreal, if they're going to win this game, I think for Montreal, the key is definitely their defense, right? Like, I don't expect their offense to put up 40-plus points again for the rest of the year. Even under Alexander, they weren't doing that. I think that was just a one-time fluke, and I think this is really going to come down to, can their defense create 2-and-outs? Can they create some turnovers? Can they create some chaos with some exotic blitz schemes that the Argos young QB just can't read? That's, I think, what Montreal has to do.
Are they putting Mr. Lemonade back in the lineup?
I don't know yet. I haven't seen. Montreal's depth chart might be out. I'll look. Personally, I actually think if I was Montreal, I wouldn't change a damn thing to that lineup.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't either.
I don't think Sean Lemon has been effective at all.
No, he hasn't been.
Like, if I was Montreal, I wouldn't be putting Sean Lemon back in this game. Wow, students from the next Alouettes game is buy one ticket, get one free.
That's awesome.
Which actually, too, if you are a student looking for the Argo tickets through your college website, you can get Argos tickets for as low as $20 for this game.
Wow, that's good to know.
Sean Lemon is not playing.
Okay, yeah.
He is still out. The offense, you are surprisingly, again, I guess I don't know if it's surprising or not because they don't seem to like him. Cameron Dukes is the odd man out at quarterback because James Morgan is listed as the backup for MBT. So if he gets hurt, it looks like it'd be James Morgan back in. But no, Sean Lemon's not back in the lineup, which I think that's a good call. Toronto's also getting Sluka back into the lineup, right?
So that's a huge piece.
Big piece to their special teams.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think this was a bigger game. I think this will be a better game than fans are expecting. I think these two teams are going to come to play because both of these teams, Montreal knows if they win this game, they almost have second place in the East kind of locked up. Third will still be up in the air between BC, Toronto, and Ottawa, but second place will basically be Montreal's if they can win. Toronto knows if they can win, they have a legitimate shot of having a home playoff game, which is
be crazy.
So important for the Toronto Argonauts. But truthfully, the game I'm most intrigued about is actually the BC Lions versus the Calgary Stampeders.
That's going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
Because you have Vernon Adams Jr. versus Nathan Rourke. Now, I will say Nathan Rourke actually went to the media and gave Vernon Adams Jr. a lot of credit, saying he taught me how to be a professional.
Yeah,
it's not just about me making the throws on the field, that I have to be a leader.
Right.
And I think maybe that is why we're seeing some big improvements from BC. However, no James Butler.
Ooh.
What can Rourke do without a running game?
Not much.
I don't know.
Because he's never not had a running game in his CFL career. He had James Butler or William Stanback.
Right.
That's tough.
And that's my... So you know they're going to throw the ball probably 80% of the game.
Who's BC's backup running back?
I don't remember his name, but someone that has very little experience.
I thought he's been playing well, though, this year.
Let me find
him.
I'll find it for you guys.
I'm looking it up right meow.
I can picture his name. I just can't place it.
If you're thinking of Mizell, he's not there anymore. Bless you, Mr. Dashko.
See if we can get it faster. Oh.
Yeah. It's a race. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
But I'm looking at it for the BC Lions, and
I don't even know what that is.
Who, Lane?
Xander Horvath?
Yeah, he's not played an offensive snap this year.
Lane has won the race. Ding, 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 ding.
An offensive snap this year. So you know they're going to throw the ball 80 to 90% of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be, that's like straight up, this is going to be tough for Rourke because Calgary's defense, even without Orlahe, who's out for the, unfortunately, the entire season.
Yeah,
I still think this is going to be very difficult for the BC Lions without a running game. And on the flip side, as much as Vernon Adams isn't coming right out and saying it, he has something to prove.
Oh, for sure. I thought that was a really ridiculous move of Dickerson pulling him that last game 2 weeks ago. We saw how angry he was emotionally, like on his face. Like Vernon Adams type of guy wears his emotion on his sleeves. It's one reason why I love him. And I don't think the game was out of reach. And we've seen Walker in the game a few times this year, and all the times we've been very disappointed in him. So it's not like the game was out of reach and your backups had 0 snaps all year, so you put your backup in and give him some reps. This wasn't the case. This was to send the message that Adams, you failed us, you weren't good enough. I don't think that's the case. I think, yeah, he had an off game, but I still think he deserved to play in. And I do think with like 10 minutes left, down by 2 scores, in a CFL game, you can still easily come back.
I think quite 10 minutes, but there was enough time for a comeback. But I do want to say
It
that
was 706, whatever it was.
Jalen Hutchins and Adrian Green are both back in the lineup for Calgary. So those are two of your best defensive players, one of your top defensive linemen, one of your best DBs coming back. Also, as much as I'm circling back now a little bit, we have some breaking news.
Oh,
Sean Lemon is going to be back for the Montreal Alouettes this week after being funny enough, a healthy scratch.
You just said he wasn't playing.
No, sorry, not Sean Lemon, Sean Oakman. Okay, Dan, calm down. You say plenty of things incorrect. Relax, bud. But he is back into the lineup, even because he was a healthy scratch last game, and he's coming back into the lineup for the Montreal Alouettes.
Interesting.
Was it Lemon with the healthy scratch last game?
No, it was Sean Oakman.
But Jacob, are you still kind of scared for the I remember 2 weeks ago, you were a little terrified about the Calgary Stampede.
Well, I will say if Calgary craps the bed against BC, I will have concern that they could fall down to third in the West.
Wow.
Just because if BC gets hot, Calgary gets cold. We know Vernon Adams, if his confidence goes down the tubes, his play goes the same way. I think if they even if they lose this game to BC, they need to at least be competitive. And I think they will be, just because bringing in Hutchins and Green back into the lineup adds so much defense.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
It adds 2 of their best players in the lineup, but I still have some concern for Calgary. I do, after the way they lost and the way they pulled their top players off the field in a game that was still in reach. Because not just Vernon Adams Jr., it was also Dedrick Mills who was pulled off the field.
You look at all the drama it's going to create with Dickerson and dressing room and everything, and players are going to pick sides. It's like, I think it's a big mess you don't need at this time of the year.
But I think even the bigger mess is what's going on in Winnipeg as they try to take on the Ottawa Redblacks. Now, at the time of recording, Zach Collaros is listed as questionable. I'm just going to say my opinion, my educated guess. He hasn't taken a snap in practice. I don't see him playing this week. I think it's going to be Chris Streveler.
Is he going to be a backup just in case Trevor falls apart?
I don't think so. I think if Collaros is good to go, they're playing him. And if he's not,
I agree with that.
Then they're going with Streveler, which I was a little surprised they didn't give Troy Wilson any bit of a look in practice this week.
Me too.
Because Winnipeg's season is on the line here, especially now if, let's say, hypothetically BC wins, and if they lose to Ottawa, and all of a sudden Winnipeg's going down into that crossover position, and they have a season split against Toronto, and they potentially could have Ottawa winning the season series against them. So Winnipeg, this is a very, very, very big game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. And I'm curious about your guys' thoughts on this, because I actually don't agree with the Ottawa Redblacks putting Drew Brown back under center. I would have stuck with Dustin Crum at least one more week, because Dustin Crum seems to own the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
100%.
I agree with that too.
Yeah.
And Dustin Crum's coming off back-to-back 300-plus yard games, back-to-back multi-touchdown games. I think I would have stuck with him one more game. It's just because, too, Winnipeg can't seem to handle Dustin Crum. I will say I think Drew Brown should have a very short leash.
Yeah, Dustin Crum's definitely a lot more mobile, right? He's so good at running and moving around the pocket and escaping sacks and all that, versus Brown is more your conventional in the pocket, weeds the plays, it gets to deep forward. Not that one's better or worse. It's just different.
But I'll be very curious to see, though, can Winnipeg get offense going, and are they just going to feed Brady Oliveira the ball?
Right. That's the other opposite.
like that is the $1 million question. Do you just run the ball at Brady Oliveira? Like, Lane, could you see this game where maybe Oliveira gets maybe between running and screen passes, maybe 25, 26 touches?
I don't know because we were talking about his attitude. Sometimes like I don't know. I thought it would happen tonight, but I don't know how the CFL will tolerate play Brady players like we want the ball, we the ball, literally my ball. But I don't know. Maybe Winnipeg won't do it. Like I don't know how they feel, Winnipeg. If you want to keep your winning franchise, definitely want to keep them happy, but you also got to send a message that behavior is not acceptable. So I'm kind of in the middle with it.
I don't know. If it's me, I'm feeding the rock to Brady Oliveira because I think this game could be your season.
Yeah, I agree with
Because
that.
the crossover position isn't guaranteed. Because
No.
you also have Edmonton breathing down everyone's necks too,
Yeah,
right?
but counter argument: would you rather go out with like the way how you want to go out, or be going out to demanding of some guy who thinks he's the hot stuff?
He is the hot stuff in Winnipeg, though. He's your best player. It's like if Alexander Ovechkin is whining he's not getting enough power play time, what do? You give him more power play time. So there got to be the same thing at Brady Oliveira. If he wants the ball, give him the ball. Especially about Zach Collaros, he is by far your greatest asset
Oh,
on
yeah.
trying to get that offense going. So you have to try something, and Ottawa's run defense is just okay. So maybe this is a game where you get 150, 160 yards
Well,
off.
it's gonna be funny if they do give him the ball, he can't perform.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole other possibility. I mean, Ottawa too, though, on their side of it, I think with Drew Brown in, you're going to see a more pass-heavy package.
Right.
And truthfully, I think that's almost harder to do against Winnipeg because the Winnipeg's defense this year has still been pretty decent. It's been consistently pretty good. And Willie Jefferson does wreak havoc on quarterbacks, especially on mobile quarterbacks. So it's going to be an interesting game. Winnipeg, you know what? They're one of these teams that I think I will not count out the Blue Bombers until they are out, just the way I will not count the Argonauts until they are out, because at the end of the day, when you've been to the Grey Cup 5 straight years or you've won 2 and 3 years, there's something about that team that's just built different than other teams in the league. So I can't count them out yet. But if Winnipeg loses this game to Ottawa, and then all of a sudden Ottawa would be ahead of them because of the season series situation that's going on, there are some real concerns in Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to call this a must-win game for the Blue Bombers.
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
And then, of course, last but certainly not least, we have the Edmonton Elks versus the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Now, Cody Fajardo spoke with media, and they asked if you feel the season is done. He said, absolutely not. You will not count us out until we can't mathematically get in. Yeah. And I do agree with Cody Fajardo. I've seen a lot of Edmonton fans saying the season's done, and I just don't agree with that. You can't say the season is done when you still have a shot of getting in, and you know what? You do have some games coming up playing some teams that you got to catch up to. There's going to be a tough one against Hamilton because I think right now Hamilton is playing like the best team in the CFL.
Yeah.
But if you can find a way to slow down Greg Bell and slow down the passing game, because funny enough, now Hamilton, when one isn't rolling, the other one is, you have a very good shot. If they can do that, and Cody Fajardo can continue to play basically perfect football.
Wow.
And I think they can do it. Like I think this is a team that can play spoiler down the road here, right? Like Edmonton's been a team that, if it wasn't for their horrific start, I think they would already be in a playoff spot if Cody Fajardo just would have started the season. And I think this is a team that can potentially play some spoiler here.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But they got to get past it. They got to get past Hamilton, and that's the tough thing. You have Hamilton at home. Yeah, Kenny Lawler, who, again, I think would want a little more revenge against Edmonton, especially after their GM, who originally signed him, said that there are no superstars in the CFL.
That was one of the craziest comments I ever heard.
You have Greg Bell, who has had back-to-back over 100-plus yard games. You have Bo Levi Mitchell, who has struggled a little bit of late. Like, his numbers are slowing down a bit, and I don't see that slowing down forever.
Yeah, Bell.
They're not projecting any rain, so it could be a heavy pass game. From what I've seen, Nick Anderson and Niles Morgan are both still out of the lineup. Nick Anderson re-injured himself again versus Toronto. Niles Morgan's still out, so the middle of the field could be a weakness for Edmonton going into this one. But I think for Edmonton, this is the game that's probably your season.
Yeah.
And for Hamilton, this is a game that if you win games like these, this is how you lock up the division. You got to beat the teams that you're expected to beat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Definitely.
So obviously it's some very interesting football in these, and we will have some live shows breaking those games down beforehand. But now it's time to grab our cell phones. Dan, where's your phone?
Well, it's telling me not to bring on a show here, but here it is.
But there it is. And that's jump. You can only use your phone when it's streaker time. It is now streaker time in the Canadian Football League, ladies and gentlemen. So let's start off with the Toronto Argonauts versus Montreal Alouettes. And who are we taking in this one, Lane? Are you taking Montreal? Are you taking the air horns, or are you taking the boats?
I think Montreal's going to pull it off.
Calling Montreal for back-to-back wins. Mr. Morfor. Look,
I'm
I know you're an
taking the
Argo fan.
Argos. Like, as much as I feel I have a very hard time with Diggy, I think we can still get it done with the coaching and the leadership championship pedigree. I don't know if it's going to be the next question, yours, Jacob, or not, but I think it will be, so never mind.
I'm also taking the Toronto Argos in this one because I think the Argos will find a way to get it done, but I think this will be a very, very close game. I could see the point spread between this team being as low as 2 points, maybe even 1. But now let's get into the props here. Mr. Dashko, Tyson Philpott, I need him to get over 80 yards, so at least 81.
Under.
Coming off 230 last week.
Oh, yeah, okay, over, never mind. That's a lot.
Well,
I keep forgetting CFL.
That was against 2 corners that didn't know how to cover.
True.
He'll be going against either McFadden or Franklin in this one.
Okay, that's true. I'm going to say under.
McFadden is towards the top in interceptions this year.
I'm going to stick with under.
I think that's a good call. Mr. Morfor, I know you have zero confidence in Daggy, but 200, do you think he can get over do you think he can get at least 220 yards?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to think it's going to be a running heavy game, and I think Toronto's defense is going to have to step it up. I hope Daggy gets over 100 yards, but 220, I don't see it happening.
I think I would take Daggy for 220 all day. I think he's going to have to pass the ball. I think they're going to find a lot of easy completions that gets him in his comfort zone. I'm also going to take McLeod Buffalo Thompson.
Yeah.
Mr. MBT will not hit at least 260 yards. I think he will be, I'm going to call it. I think Daggy throws more passing yards than MBT in this game.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm calling it right now. I think MBT is going to be overconfident after ripping 2 rookie corners. There's going to be some picks.
Wow. Interesting.
And, of course, a prop that I'm going to ask the audience. Will the Toronto Argonauts be able to rush over 90 yards as a team? What do you think, Lane? 90 yards as a team.
90 yards? No, I'm going to say no.
Wakey, eggs and bakey, Dan. 90 yards for the Argos.
I say yes. I think Brown he didn't start great last game, but he ended the game better. I think he's looking better. I think he could have a future of the Argos as a running back. Do you mean the Argos as a team to hit 90?
Yep, Argos as a team.
I also think we could see Grant getting involved in this. We
see some trickery.
There was some trickery and stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Now time for yes or less. 47 points.
47? I think way over.
Way over. I'm going to say less. Dan, what are you thinking?
I'm saying way less. I think between Diggy getting in here and Bethel Thompson, I know he looked good the last game, but he's, hasn't had the best season. I think it's going to be a defensive, tight scoring game.
Now let's move on then to the second game of our Friday doubleheader, which is the BC Lions versus the Calgary Stampeders. And I will start us off, and I am saying the Calgary Stampeders figure things out, and Vernon Adams Jr. gets a big win. So I'm taking Calgary. Lane?
I'm taking BC.
I knew you were going to say that.
Dan?
I'm taking Calgary.
So far, it's just Dan and I versus Lane. Like, if
Usually
it
is. I don't
was,
remember backup.
if we
Need
were
some
like
backup.
this, we would just
Oh,
be
hold on. I'll
punching
get some.
Lane out.
I'll get my friend.
Oh, Lane's gone. I think he's going to grab it to make it a 4v4 with Mr.
I got
John
some backup.
Cena. Lane's
Right.
got some backup. Okay.
But I don't see him, though.
He's there. He's like
Well,
Santa Claus. He sees you when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake.
Well, that's a little creepy.
Well, I'm picking Calgary too. Okay, well, you're supposed to be on my side.
So let's get into this here. Will at least one BC Lion receiver get 75 yards in receiving, Dan?
Oh, I would say yes, 100%.
Lane, Nathan Rourke, I'm looking for 280 yards.
Oh yeah, crush that, 100%.
I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say no on Nathan Rourke for 280. I think he's gonna have to
He's gonna
pass
be
the ball a
passing the whole
lot.
game. Come on.
I know, and I think it's gonna cause him. I think it's gonna cause into a turnover frenzy.
Might
Vern
be.
Adams, though, I think will hit over 275. I think he'll get 275. So now let's get into yes or less, and I've set the yes or less to 55.
That's a tricky one.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Easily
50.
yes. Easy yes. For me. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
I was
55.
going to say yes, too. I think VA's going to have a big game. I think he's got something to prove for Dickerson.
Lane? Yes or less.
55 points. Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Why not, Sid Fireman?
Why
Now
not?
let's get into the Winnipeg Blue Bombers versus the Ottawa Red Blacks. Remember, all of these are in the Streakers Gaming app under the Streakers Island Podcast Sports booth.
That's right.
Who's taking this one, Ottawa or Winnipeg? Lane, I'll let you start.
Ooh, Ottawa.
Mr. Morefor?
I don't know. I'm having a tough time with this one. Because of Drew Brown starting instead of Quebec. I think because of that, I'm going to take Winnipeg here. I think Winnipeg's got to figure out not to end for a season. I said it before on the I would say again, for hosting the Grey Cup, they have made the past 5 years. I don't think we're going to go down losing without a fight here.
I think they're going to go down losing. I think Ottawa's going to get this win at home.
Wow.
I think the Ottawa Red Blacks will beat Winnipeg. And let's get into some of these props here. I have Strevler for 229 passing yards. Dan, 229.
Strevler? Even though I think Winnipeg's going to win, I think it's going to be Brady Oliveira, not Strevers. I'm going to say no.
Lane, do you think the Blue Bombers can score at least 12 points in the first half?
Yes.
And I am taking Justin Hardy for at least 70 receiving yards. Now let's get into yes or less. 52 points.
For this game, I'm going to say less.
Lane, what are you thinking?
I'm also going to say less.
I'm going to say yes. I think that'll be around like a 33-27 type matchup.
Oh, interesting. Be a tight defensive one for sure.
I think Ottawa's going to find a way to put up some points, and I think Winnipeg will put up some points when the game's out of reach.
Right, yeah, garbage yards and stuff. I can see that.
And then last but certainly not least, we have the Hamilton Tiger Cats versus the Edmonton Elks. And unfortunately for me, I think Edmonton's season will basically end on Saturday with Hamilton getting a victory.
Ooh.
Lane, who are you taking? Are you sticking with the sushi diet?
Oh, for sure.
But where's your pigskin Pete hat?
I don't have a hat. Hats
You
don't
need a
fit my head.
Dan, who are you taking? Do you think Cody Fajardo's right and the Elks can get back in this, or do you think the time's coming to an end?
Oh, good question.
You know what, Dan? I'm only going to give you 10 seconds to figure this out.
10,
yeah, makes sense.
9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And
I'm going to say that Edmonton's going to pull off a win. We're not going to quite give up on you for a year yet.
Wowzers. So to do that then, Dan, do you think they're going to be able to keep Bo Levi Mitchell? Do you think that, Cody Fajardo can pass at least 230 yards?
Yes, I do.
Lane, I'm looking Greg Bell, 85 yards.
say no on that one.
I agree with you there.
Right.
But I do think, I think that means Bo Levi Mitchell's going to have a game, and I'm taking him for over 300.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mitchell's going to have a big game. Truthfully, I think this game's going to be a little bit of I think this game may be a bit of a barn burner with Hamilton kind of running away with it. So, yes or less, 56.
I'm going to say yes, higher than 56.
I'm going to say less. I'm taking less because I think Edmonton's going to struggle to even put up 20.
Ooh.
I don't know why. I've got a gut feeling this one's going to be a bit of a blowout.
Ouch.
But that is all for the CFL segment in the Streakers app. So again, remember, if you want to play around with any of those props that we've put in there and make your picks on the CFL, you think we're idiots, you think we're geniuses, challenge us, challenge your friends in the Streakers app, and reach out to Mr. Chazzy, and he can hook you up with being able to create your own channel, your own sports booths, and all that fun stuff. Head over to streakersgaming.ca to look into that and find out more. But now it is time to move from a 110-yard field to a baseball diamond. The Toronto Blue Jays are coming off a tough loss. Bo Bichette's out for the rest of the regular season. And I'm just going to say it, fans are concerned about Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
I could see it.
Yeah, he's been struggling a bit.
The power's just not there. It's nowhere near what it was back in his 2021 MVP caliber year. He's hitting the ball, but he's not getting any RBIs. He's not hitting them out of the park. Yeah. How concerned are we right now if you're a Blue Jay fan with the way Guerrero is playing? And do you think it's getting to a point where maybe you got to rest him a little bit? Like, is he just burnt out? You saw him literally throw a bat when he tried to swing it on Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's just kind of taking it easy to get Western for the playoffs, but who knows?
What are you thinking, Lane?
I think it's right.
That's concerning. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I kind of think like they picked the wrong guy. I really do sometimes think they picked the wrong guy.
So who are you talking about?
I think Lane's saying they should have kept, but they should have just paid Bichette instead.
I think so. He's been the more consistent player, better statistics. Guerrero is a good guy, but he's up and down. I hate to say it.
Most big hitters are kind of up and down. But the problem is he's not doing the big hitting. It's not like he's getting like 50 home runs. No. He's not even leading the team in home runs.
Yeah, I know. It's George Springer.
Now, he's gotten a lot better defensively over the last couple of years, but I mean, they didn't pay him $500 million to play defense. They played him to score.
Why exactly?
So I think there is a concern in Toronto right now with that. Not being said, when we look at the playoff picture, with the Jays just coming off a split against the Rays, which, as we said, that was basically all they needed was a split against the Rays. I mean, I don't love the way some things went down in that series. They've really pulled away from the Red Sox right now. They're 6 games ahead of the Red Sox, so even that series coming up against the Red Sox might not be as critical for the Red Sox to catch them. But the Yankees are now only 3 games back.
Sure.
So the Yankees are getting close. But the beautiful thing is for the Jays, if they can win 6 out of their next 9, no matter, even if the Yankees run the table, the Jays will win the division. So I do feel the Jays are in a position of power. They are also currently leading the American League over the Tigers. Tigers have 85 wins, Jays have 89. So let's be honest, Dan, your 98 wins I don't think are happening, but I will say I think the Jays are going to get a lot closer to it than I thought they were going to.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give this team a whole lot of credit. I just kind of pulled a number out there, and I can't believe how close I am. I can see we're at 89 wins now. I can see them making an 82. I think we'll be about 6 wins away.
Yeah, it seems a little more, seems a little more easier to hit. That's for sure.
Yeah,
And
I think mid 90s. I'm actually going to call it out and say 94 right now. I think they're going to hit 94. I think they got 5 more wins at least.
and it's frustrating too because like the Jays were pretty close to hitting at 98 wins.
Yeah, but Dan,
They
you just went
were.
on. It doesn't matter that the Miami Dolphins were close to beating the Bills, so you can't be happy that the Jays were close to hitting your target.
Yeah, I know, but it's like
Yeah.
what do I mean is it wasn't like I was crazy when I suggested that.
Well, I think you were crazy, but
I
you
know.
ended up being a lot closer than I thought you were going to.
Hmm.
But look, I think at the end of the day, the Jays, you know what? They're coming into a series coming up where, you know, you're going to see some really good pitching for the Jays, at least in the first 2 games, with Max Scherzer and Shane Bieber being your starting pitchers between the 19th and the 20th. So, and I've been hearing that that super rookie should be getting another start before the playoff starts
Oh
as
yeah, let's
well.
go.
So I'm
Yeah.
very curious to see what he's able to do in Toronto continuously. So I'm curious, do you guys see him getting any playoff action if he has another really solid start
For
Yeah.
sure.
as a
Yeah.
starter or a bullpen?
Probably bullpen.
Yeah, I would say
Or do
bullpen.
you move Scherzer to the bullpen and start this kid?
Probably quite experience for him, but I think
I
you know,
honestly have wanted Scherzer to be more of a bullpen guy at his age. Come
seeing
in and
the
give you
opposite,
3
I
really
think of
good.
him being a future Hall of Famer and a veteran, you want him leading for charge.
Well, no, but your leading pitcher is Gosman, right? Like Kevin Gosman is, I think he's earned that right. Even the game he lost against the Rays, he pitched phenomenally.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lane? Like, do you think right now this is kind of Gosman's kind of the ace in the hole?
Oh, for sure, 100%. We know it's not. We know it's not Barrios. That's for sure.
Oh,
No,
boy.
definitely not. But I mean, like, so what are you thinking, Lane, about the Royals starting pitchers coming up?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. The Royals are really fighting for a playoff spot, right? Like Jays are in a tough spot right now because you're trying to clinch the division, but you're also facing a team that like really needs to make the playoffs. So I don't know. I feel like the Jays. It's not even the starting pitching. It's more the can the offense get back on track here because they have not been hitting the ball that well. And here's another argument that I know people aren't going to like, but it's just the fact. It's just when you're talking about wow, lost my train of thought there. But but
Uh-oh,
remember what I said
AI
about
malfunctioning, Lane Robot 7.6 meltdown. What is true love? Meet more. Go ahead, Lane.
But remember what I said about Hamilton? Like, you can't win all your games in the last minute of the game. I said that's kind of the thing. And the Jays are doing, and I think Dan would say this a lot of things. What they're doing is cute. They're winning games in the
Yeah.
ninth inning. It's exciting to watch. But that's your problem. You're winning every game in the bottom of the ninth when you're down by 3 runs, and it takes some heroic thing to get you to win. Like that's not sustainable in a playoff.
No, it's
No,
And
it's
not.
not.
you can't say, well, we've won 50 of our 90 games coming back in the last inning. Cool. How are you going to come back when the tensions are high and everything's right there and the best pitchers are playing only 1 or 2 innings and you only get one chance to look at a guy who's throwing 104 miles an hour at you with all the tension on you? It's not going to happen. It's not sustainable. Do I think the Jays are a good team? Yeah, but they're scared that there are some elements to this team that terrify me.
Well, it's why I feel, too, it's so critical for this Jays team to win the division, get the bye, get some guys rested up. It'd be great if Bichette
Yeah, home field.
get home field, get Bichette 100%, figure out what's going on with Vladdy's grip on the bat. But it is time yet again to grab your cell phones. Lane, where's your phone?
Right here.
Ooh, what's your screensaver?
Oh, me and my girlfriend?
Oh. But
How
now,
cute.
unfortunately, you have to stop looking at your screensaver and look at the Streakers app. Again, for the Blue Jays, we're not just talking the game, we're talking the whole series, and the props include the whole series.
That's right.
So, Who is taking the series? Will it be Royals, or will it be the Jays? Lane, what do you have to say? I'll wait so patiently. Who are you taking, Lane?
I hate to say it, I'm leaning Royals.
Mr. Moore, 4.
I'm taking the Jays.
You know what? I'm going to give myself 10 seconds to figure this out. Who will I take? On one hand, I could take the Royals. On the other hand, I could stick on the bandwagon. To figure out what my pick is, I am going to say the Jays win the series, but it won't be a sweep.
Okay.
Definitely not a sweep.
So here's the most interesting part of the Jays. 1, Dan Moore came up with the props. So Lane, hold on to your helmet. And actually, surprisingly, these props are not crazy.
Oh, it's not like
time.
not like will George Springer get 4 grand slams in the first inning?
Well, okay, since you mentioned Springer, Lane, 2 home runs from Springer in the series.
In the series?
In the series.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you figure out then he'll hit 30 home runs of the year, right? Which he hasn't done in a couple of years. That'd be pretty sweet. I don't think it's done that since his Houston Astro days.
Do you think all Jay starters will throw at least 6 innings? Mr. Dashko.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to Dan. My apologies.
Well, you know what then, Lane? No, I don't want your answer anymore. Mr. Moore, 4.
Yes, sir.
Jay's starting pitchers, do you think all of them will throw at least 6 innings?
I sure hope so. I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say no.
Ooh.
I think Scherzer will go 5. I don't think they're going to push Scherzer at his age going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Dan, I think you're crazy thinking Vladdy's going to get 2 hits in his first 3 plate appearances. I don't see that happening.
Well, he said he's been cold. I think he's got to change it around a bit. You know,
if he can't find his blanket, he's going to stay cold.
Why?
Honestly, I think there's something up with him. He doesn't look 100%. His bat speed looks off. His timing is off. And I'm just not. I'm not saying he's going to have a terrible series, but I don't think he's going to start off red hot.
Interesting.
Of course, too, if you want to see more of these props, make sure you jump into the Streakers app. Head over to the Toronto Blue Jays. Or Dan, are these in the sports booth or are these in the MLB section?
These are in the Streakers Island channel right now.
Oh, they're manual. They're in the Streakers On Podcast Sports booth. Thank you very much, Mr. Moore, for the clarification. And as you know, all these games are in the Streakers app, including. Sorry, Dan, you said so.
Yeah, so I just want to say, add to the George Springer comment. I always want he's at 29 home runs. So one more home run, he'll hit 30. And if he does, it's the first time he's hit over 30 home runs since 2019. And first time as a J.
Wow.
His best season of home runs was in 2019. He had 39 home runs. I don't think he's going to hit 39 home runs, but if he could hit 30, it would be the third best of his career because his every year, 2017, he hit 34 home runs. The other thing to add is he's not the highest of his career in RBIs. He's at 78. His highest was in that 2019 when he hit 96. And then he also hit 85 in 17, 82 in 16. But the stat that is the highest for him by far this year is his hitting average is at 302, which funny enough, he has never been over 300 in his career. The closest was 2019 at 292. So just to put in, I know it might sound a little boring with the mathing numbers for it, but I just looked it up to put it in perspective how good of a season Joe Springer is having this year.
He's revitalized his
career. Unbelievable. And very interesting fact I didn't know about Joel Springer is he actually took university up in the Yukon, which is pretty sweet. So he does have, he's American, does have some Canadian roots to him in his history before becoming a Jay. So that's
gotta look at his roots.
That's right.
But you know what else is rooted in Canada?
Beer.
And beer, yes.
Root beer.
And you know what else is too? that the Streakers Island podcast will be live Sunday at noon. We had a huge show last Sunday at noon, so we'll be repeating it again. And that Sunday at noon, we'll be recapping the CFL. We'll recap some Toronto Blue Jays. And last but certainly not least on that, we will be previewing Sunday Night Football. And I got a lot of positive feedback on the NFL Streakers Speed Run Extravaganza.
I just want to thank our viewers here quickly. When we went live last Sunday, we had almost 300 people live, just Facebook alone. So that's the highest live numbers we've done. And we had some great comments come in too. So the fact that you people are so great, that gives us the motivation to keep going. So thank you to all of you. And let's quest for number this weekend.
No, my motivation is Brandon Fraser.
Oh yeah, especially the cardboard cutout.
I need that cardboard cutout, Lane. That's what I want when you ask me to be your Valentine.
So let's get some money rolling here, folks. So Jacob can buy a Brandon Fraser cardboard cutout.
But
not pony, Brandon Fraser.
Before I do that, let's play Streakers Speed Run.
I'm running.
Now, for the Streakers Speed Run, we're going to take a look at all the NFL games coming up on.
Video game character. Whoa.
Lane is on the move.
Oh, yeah.
Now, remember how this works. I say the games, you make the picks. Don't swear on the island. Don't care on the island. The first one is Joe Burrow-less Bengals versus JJ McCarthy-less Vikings. Who are we taking? In 3, 2, 1.
Cincinnati
Vikings.
Okay.
Dan saying the Vikings. That's a surprise. But we've had some odd ones lately.
Jefferson, let's go.
Texans versus Jags. Who are we taking? 3, 2, 1.
Texans.
I'm the only one that said the Jags. That's because I know what I'm saying. I'm the self-proclaimed analyst, and I know exactly what I'm playing. Now, what do we have next? Colts versus Titans. Not the Clash of Titans. Great movie. In 3, 2, 1.
Colts.
Whoa! We agree for the first time on the island today. 3 for 3. So, we're all saying Colts. What about Raiders versus Commanders? In 3, 2, 1.
Raiders.
Whoa! Wow. Here's a game I'm most excited for, the one that don't need no introduction, but we still introducing it because that's just the way we hustle and look at Lane dance. You're watching this
Running.
and you see him dance.
Not dancing, I'm running.
Rams versus Eagles. This is the one I'm looking for, ladies and gentlemen. In 3, 2, 1.
Eagles.
Rams.
Oh, I like the Rams too.
Going to give the Eagles their first loss of the year, baby.
Oh, nice.
I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking the underdog. I always love taking the underdog, but that's, I think, is going to be the game of the week on Sunday. But now let's move on to Falcons versus Panthers. 3, 2, 1.
Falcons.
Wow. We're agreeing a lot today. Steelers versus Patriots. Can Aaron Rodgers get it together, or will he just go to his darkness retreat and just be gone forever in 3, 2, 1.
Steelers.
Patriots. Who are you taking, Lane?
The Patriots, that was good.
Taking the Patriots?
Really
Wow,
good.
yeah, let's see if we have to, actually, I think we might have to make Dan wear the clown suit, since Gazzy's busy in the deep end on the app. Dan, you might be wearing the clown suit. But now let's go Packers.
No, I got faith in them.
Browns. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. And
Packers.
Packers, I agree. Jets versus Buccaneers. Should the Jets be in fear? Will the Buccaneers be near defeat? Don't look at my feet. Which teams will be wearing the proper cleats? In 3, 2, 1.
Buccaneers.
Jets.
What?
Yeah, what?
Jets.
What?
I don't know why. I got a gut feeling I'm taking the Jets, baby.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I'm probably crazy because I love Baker Mayfield. I'm calling it. Baker Mayfield could be an MVP quarterback on a slightly better team.
Yeah,
Now,
I agree with you.
Broncos versus Chargers. Broncos versus Chargers. In 3, 2, 1, Broncos.
Chargers.
I've
Saints.
lost my faith in the Broncos, to be honest.
Seahawks versus Saints.
Yeah,
Lane, don't fate. In 3, 2, 1, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Oh.
13th man.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Cowboys in 3, 2, 1. Bears.
Cowboys.
Baby. Let's go.
Bears.
What?
Bears. Bear-stained Bears.
What's in that energy drink that you've been drinking?
Now,
Yeah, I know, eh?
I've actually just switched to water now. But now let's move on to the Cardinals versus 49ers. 3, 2, 1, 49ers.
49ers.
49ers. Cardinals, man.
Chiefs versus Giants. Will the Chiefs go 0-3? Will Russell Wilson throw over 450 in 3, 2, 1?
Giants.
Giants.
Chiefs.
I think
they're
Russell
going
Wilson's going to find a way, man. Now, the only Monday night game, which this will probably actually be the game of the week, the Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Lions.
Ravens.
Wow. Dan, why the Ravens, Dan?
I don't know. Lamar Jackson and Henry with that fumble. I think he's going to come back, have a killer 200-yard game.
Fair enough. But thank you for playing Streaker Speed Run.
Yeah.
Anyone who's just listening on Spotify, they're like, why do we just hear everyone's chair shaking? We're all running. But thank you for playing the Streaker Speed Run powered by Streakers Games.
I'm tired now.
Now let's get into some NHL news here. And just to kind of start off here, some quick footnotes. JT Miller's been named the captain of the New York Rangers. He is the 29th captain.
I agree with that.
Really?
Spencer Knight gets a 3-year extension.
You don't agree?
No.
Why do you think this would be this much of a heated topic? Why not, Lane?
Okay, gas or ass? I need a gas or ass here.
Whoa, there we go.
Lane is pumped up from that speed running.
I'm saying
What up, Lane?
this is a bad decision. JT Miller, after that word I can't say, poop soup in Vancouver there. Come on, you cannot name this guy captain. He literally caused so many locker room issues. He literally got the whole team fighting like the Avengers in Marvel Cinematic War. Nah, man, it's a terrible decision.
Wow.
You got to give that to I would personally have given it to Georgiev. Why can't we have goalie captains again? I miss the days when
I think the Rangers did it because they don't care about culture anyways, because of after what they did to Jacob Trouba. I think it should be Panarin's team. I think he should be the captain.
Yeah, but is Panarin staying in Rangers?
Probably not.
That's what I mean. Why would you give it to him?
Give him the captain for the year and say, make this team win or else you're gone. Give him some more motivation, because I mean he is their best player by far.
Yeah, but he's not.
Hold on. No, he's not.
So okay, besides of Shesterkin, who's better?
Okay, yeah, no.
Adam Fox.
No.
No.
I like Panarin, but he's a quiet guy. I don't see him as a leader.
Austin Matthews is the captain. He's quiet. John Tavares.
Yeah, it's been a disaster.
John Tavares was a disaster. He's quiet.
Steve Yzerman was good.
Speaking of captains, Alexander Ovechkin is day-to-day entering training camp, dealing with a lower body injury.
Yeah, that's because he doesn't want to play preseason, let's be honest.
That's what I think it is. Yeah, it's not considered serious. But I think maybe he just hit the bottles a little too hard and isn't quite ready to go.
It's his 40th birthday the other day. I think he's still celebrating beating Gleski.
However,
Probably.
the Chicago Blackhawks did sign an extension with a goaltender and Spencer Knight, a 3-year deal worth $17.5 million. This goalie market
That's
is drying up.
insane. That's way too much money for him.
No,
It just
it's
shows.
not.
I think no, it's not. I think that's quite reasonable.
So you think Anthony Stolarz is worth less than Spencer Knight?
Worth
Yeah,
about the same.
No, Spencer Knight's done nothing. And it's clear.
but he's young.
Anthony
but he's
Stolarz
so-
is huge.
He's young, wild, and free, right, Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. That was
No,
Wiz Khalifa, bro.
Spencer
And-
Knight is a younger goalie. He had that one. I know he had that problem with his off the ice.
Terrible signing. Terrible.
It's a great signing.
Terrible. I mean,
Oh.
yeah, as good as
Jacob,
they
you're
got
gonna
him.
have to go to Opus Clip and clip this.
You know, he's
Go back to your-
maybe $3 million at the most.
No,
Maybe.
no,
Like-
you're wrong, Dan. You're wrong.
No, I'm not. Like,
You are.
no, dude.
You know what, Dan? Here's what I think about that from you.
Okay, let's look at his numbers.
That's exactly what I'm trying to pull up here.
Spencer Knight, who's a young
What are you booing?
goalie.
Waiting for those numbers. Do you have them yet?
I'm getting them. My computer's
So he's
slow.
getting paid $5.8 million over
Dan,
3
move away
years.
from your mic,
He's getting paid $5 million a year.
because Dan's turning into this.
That's how frustrated I am.
The mic, blowing everyone's eardrums out.
Okay, so he's getting paid $5 million a year, and for that $5 million, last year he played what? 23 games in Florida, 15 in Chicago, so just over 30 games. 35-ish games. He went 12. So what?
He was
17, 16. In Chicago, he had over 3 goals against average, under 900 save percentage. He only had 2 shutouts. I mean, this is a $2 or $3 million goalie.
No, because
No,
Chicago
it's
doesn't
not.
have
When you look at how much
defense.
Dustin Wolf just got paid in Calgary after only one good year.
And that was insane, too.
No, it wasn't.
$7 million he got.
Dan,
Which
you're
is
looking at a
reasonable in today's
guy.
market.
Okay, Dan, you're looking at numbers on a team that when defense. This is their idea of defense. Oh, hello. Oh, bye-bye. Oh,
Okay, well, this means that Bobrovsky at $10 million is the best contract in the NHL.
probably is, yeah.
By far. If they're paying Wolf $7 million for missing the playoffs, and Knight paying $5 million for having over 3 goals against average, $10 million for Bobrovsky is the best contract in the
You know
NHL.
what? I will say one thing. I will say it now, even though this may be a gas.
That's never been Gasso ass.
Well, this could be. Jacob, you want to play the bump? I think after many years, I think we can safely say Bobrovsky's $10 million contract actually was worth the money.
Oh, 1,000%.
Oh, 100%.
Well, it's
gas.
funny. At the beginning, I think it's when that contract was first signed. How many people were like, "Where's like the laugh track?" Where they're like, No laugh track on here.
I don't have a laugh track yet. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
come on.
Well, cropping was pretty close. Like a
Yeah, no,
I
sarcastic
can
crop.
give you is bounce.
No, but I mean, like, it's true. Like when this contract was first signed, like I don't know how many years ago was
When
it,
the
7 or
contract
8?
was signed, this was the reaction.
Literally.
Then they go to 3 Stanley Cups finals in a row.
But I mean, like, yeah, it's just funny. He's such a weird goalie. Like there were so many years where he looked like horrible, and everyone was like, "Why are they paying this guy $10 million?" And then it's all of a sudden he becomes the best, most unbeatable goalie, and a guy who takes you to 3 Stanley Cups and wins 2 of them. So yeah, 100% that contract is worth it now. It wasn't worth it at the time though.
I don't think Spencer Knight's in the next Sergei Bobrovsky. No disrespect to him. I think
No, but I think
Spencer
he
Knight
live
can
up
be
to
a
$7
decent
million.
goalie. And then the other question is Spencer Knight the missing piece from Chicago? And I say no. Like what you said, Lane,
No.
Chicago's defense is hopeless. Connor Bedard is useless. So even if you pay Spencer Knight $7 million, $5 million, you still got a bad
Connor
you know I'm right.
That sounds
Connor
like me when
Bedard is
Mitch
not
Marner
useless.
does
Connor
anything.
Bedard is a very talented young man who just needs someone to play with.
Connor Bedard is the first overall pick.
Move away from your mic.
Connor Bedard is the
I'm gonna
first
do this
overall
to you.
pick. Are supposed to compete with the guys of Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby. Because don't forget, they all had hopeless teams when they started to. Okay, he was your top guy at Team Canada, top overall pick. But yada 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 yada. And last year, he had a whopping 67 points and a minus 36. I mean, I'm sold.
Ovechkin's had seasons where
A
he couldn't even
minus
score 30 goals.
36.
Dan, Ovechkin had seasons where he couldn't even score 30 goals.
No.
Yes.
Ovechkin always had more than 30.
No, he hasn't.
Actually, that's not accurate, Dan.
Well, just besides the sorting seasons, so that doesn't really count.
There's the last track.
I found the laugh track.
No, but I'm right.
You're actually not.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why I got to prove myself every time. You can't compare Connor Bedard to Ovechkin.
You're comparing them, which I'm not. I'm saying no one expected Connor Bedard to be the next Sidney Crosby.
So why draft him number one?
Okay, but I think he's better than what Lafreniere's been, who was drafted number one.
No, I disagree. I think Lafreniere's better now.
Disagree. I said when he first came in. Lafreniere was hopeless when he first came in. Connor Bedard's still Chicago's best player.
Oh,
he plays with Nick Foligno.
You guys also forget, like, I know it seems like, and
the only time Ovechkin had an under 30 was the 2020-21 season. Only played 45 games. That was the lockout year. He had 24 goals. Every other year his career, he had more than 30 goals. So you guys are on like something I can't say on the podcast here.
But what I was trying to say was, I know that everyone thinks that this instant success is going to happen because we're so used to most recently with McDavid and Matthews, who just came in the league. But you guys forget that Nathan McKinnon was largely not the greatest player for like almost 5-6 seasons and signed 2 or 3 contracts. And then it was like, oh, this contract's overpaid. He sucks. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Nathan McKinnon, the best player in the NHL. Like not everyone is Connor McDavid on Austin Matthews. And because Connor Bedard has 1 or 2 bad seasons, that doesn't mean that in 3 or sort of...
And bad seasons are still putting up just under a point per game.
Yeah, and who's to say in 3 seasons from now he doesn't start cracking 100-point seasons? No. Not everyone gets the NHL just like that.
Yeah. But he did have 6.
Bro, Dan, he was really bad. I know.
He's about the same as Connor Bedard, personally, 63 points. But the big difference was he was a plus 20
on a good team.
On a good team.
Connor Bedard.
Colorado was not a good team.
Yes, they were.
Chicago.
No,
yes, they were. What
Look
year are you talking
roster.
about more for?
Last 13-14. I was like, it's not quite his rookie year. It was his 3rd year.
They're way better than what Chicago is now.
No.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
I mean, how did they get him overall? They got him because they sucked.
Look up that team. I'm pretty sure it's pretty good.
Connor Bedard's like...
I'm looking for the standings in 2012-2013.
Connor Bedard does not have it.
Actually, the Avalanche are pretty poop.
That's my point.
They were still 48 games. There was a shortened season, and they were 16, 25, and 7.
Yeah, like
what was it, Rawson? I'm pretty sure.
Well, that I don't know. I don't feel like going down that rabbit hole.
Just admit I'm right that Connor Bedard does not compare to Crosby, McDavid.
I never said he did. I never said he did.
But he was number 1. He was the Team Canada. I mean, I would prefer John Tavares over Connor Bedard. Like, there's nothing there. Chicago has nothing.
A lot of talent there.
If
Okay,
Chicago wasn't the original 6 team, they would have lost their franchise by now.
No, that's not accurate either. Okay, look at Nazem Kadri. Look how many years it took him to develop, and now
He's not a number 1 pick.
He was a first round pick. Look at Sam Bennett.
Yeah.
Another high end pick. Was absolutely terrible for years. Now teams were willing to pay him $10 million.
Yeah,
I'm on
Connor Bedard does not
Nathan
compare. Sam Bennett's a tank. Connor Bedard weighs 75 pounds soaking wet.
Nathan McKinnon's a perfect example. Okay. Mediocre player coming in, turned out to be a superstar. Not everyone comes in year 1 and figures it out.
Dude, we're going in a year 3 and still useless.
He's coming into year 3. He's only played 2 years, Dan. And I think it's idiotic that we expect players in their first and second years to come in and dominate the league. I want you to think about your first year at any job you've had. Your first year is always harder. But as you do the job longer, you get better at it.
Nah, B.
So you're telling me, Dan, could you walk better when you were 1 year old or 14?
Well, considering as we possibly my body got worse, probably 1.
Really? You think as a 1 year old you walk better than as a 14-year-old?
Well, okay, maybe as a 3-year-old.
Dan, I think we need to send you a shovel.
Okay.
You know what, Dan? You deserve, because that take was terrible. It makes me want to scream.
I'm sure if someone out there agrees with me, Connor Bedard is kind of pointless.
There are plenty of people who agree with you. It doesn't mean it's accurate. There are plenty of people who agree that Sidney Crosby is not the best player in NHL history, and they're idiots.
In history?
Yes. I think Sidney Crosby is better than Wayne Gretzky ever was and ever will be.
Well, I agree with you on that, but you think he's better than Bobby Orr?
Yes. Oh,
my God. You think he's better than Mark Messier?
Yes.
I'm looking at the roster.
Champion.
I'm kind of looking at the roster right now. There's way better players than McKinnon had to play compared to where this guy got to play with Ryan O'Reilly, Paul Stastny, Gabriel Landeskog, who was averaging 60 points a game, Milan Hajduk, Matt Duchene, Eric Johnson. Come on, that's way more skilled than Chicago has right now.
Chicago with Tyler Bertuzzi and Nick Foligno.
Yeah, I get that. I get it, but I just
you had you had 2-star goalies. You had Jean-Sebastien Secure and Varlamov. That's the team you got to come on to. Come on, you're laughing with that.
That wasn't his rookie year, was it?
That was before.
Yeah.
That was the year before you guys said it was a bad year. Yeah, they had a bad year, but look at the team. Like the team was good because it wasn't good yet, but you could see where it was going. Like they have players that can play. He's got literally no one to play with.
Where Chicago, Dan, Connor Bedard put up 61 points in 68 games, which is just under a point per game.
That's his rookie year. I'm talking about last year. Last year, he only got 63 points in 82. And he was a minus 36.
Okay, but look who he plays with, Dan.
Who get that. Play with? I could play beside Bertuzzi and Foligno. I get better plus minus and minus 36.
The next best player after Connor Bedard was Ryan Donato, who had 31 goals and 31 assists. He had a great year.
Yeah, he was the biggest piece on trade deadline. Chicago was just dumb not to move him.
Then the next was Tino Teravainen with 15 goals and 43 assists. Then Tyler Bertuzzi with 23 goals and 23 assists. Oh, look at that. Who's in your top 5? Nick flickin' Foligno with 35 points in 78 games.
I think Jacob's going to use the bleeper
20 goals, 14. I said frickin', calm down.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. 20 goals, 14 assists. And then after that, your next highest point getter was Vlasic, a shutdown defenseman, with 30 points. Dan, I'm sorry, you can't compare it. This team was absolutely terrible.
It's brutally bad.
This team is horrible. When you look at it, your top line was usually consisted of either Donato, Bertuzzi, Teravainen, or Mikheyev, depending on what day. I mean, Taylor Hall didn't even stay on the team. Like, I'm sorry, the Chicago team was terrible. And as Lane pointed out, you look at all the players that McKinnon group played into in the system. You go on about Sidney Crosby. His mentor was Mario Lemieux.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Arguably the greatest player in NHL history.
I'm saying you can't compare Connor, but everyone puts Connor Bedard as the same
No,
as
Dan,
Sidney
no one
Crosby
puts
was
Connor
too.
Bedard in the same category as Sidney Crosby.
So what's the point of drafting him first overall?
Because who was better in that draft class?
I don't know. I don't have that draft class in front of me. I'm sure it was someone better.
He was the best draft pick out of that. It was Fantilli was in there. He's a decent player, but he's certainly not as good as Connor Bedard on a skill level. And he's on Columbus, which I would argue Columbus has a much better team than Chicago.
Even Crosby, his first year, okay? He gets to play with Sergei Gonchar, Hall of Famer, Mark Recchi, Hall of Famer, Colby
Mario
Armstrong,
Lemieux.
great player, Ryan
Colby
Whitney,
Armstrong.
That's right.
Zygmunt Palffy, Sean Leclerc, Ryan Malone. These are big names.
Oh, yeah. That was a good team he had. No, I agree with that.
That's a good play with Mario Lemieux.
Yeah, I know.
Connor Bedard has got to play with absolutely no one his entire career so far in the NHL.
No one.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember, Connor Bedard's a playmaker. To be a playmaker, someone has to know how to shoot the puck. Say what you want. He turned Ryan Donato into a 30-goal scorer.
Yeah.
What was Ryan Donato like before Connor Bedard?
Like
he's going to turn Martin Necas into a 30-goal scorer when he goes there at trade deadline.
What?
I still think he's going to get traded.
To put in perspective, Ryan Donato's best season before playing with Connor Bedard was 16 goals in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So he almost doubled his goal playing with Connor Bedard instead of whoever he played with in Seattle.
Crazy.
So that's why I'm just saying, you look at that from Connor Bedard's very talented player. But Lane, what are you saying about Necas? I know I've been hearing he doesn't want to re-sign in Colorado. That trade has just been a disaster for everyone.
It's just been terrible.
Seriously. Yeah, it looks like Colorado is experiencing, like they say, some deja vu with Martin Necas, as it looks like he has been turning down offers and has now put together a trade list, and he doesn't really want to play here.
So I'm going to tell you where I think he's going to go. If they have a hot start, Calgary Flames.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could see Necas wants to go somewhere where he's a top line player. He would be on the top line with Nazem Kadri. Give Kadri someone who can actually run with him. And yeah, I think Calgary, depending on what Dustin Wolf can do this year.
I actually do see that too. That's pretty cool.
I would love to see him in Calgary.
That's a good
But that is the end, because really the big names now is the Necas situation and the Connor McDavid situation. Which links
Kaprizov.
And Kaprizov, because Kaprizov turned down really big money.
It would be a Maple Leaf. I don't know. I see Kaprizov going to Washington. That's where I see him going.
Washington makes a lot more sense. So, Dan. Good job, Dan.
Well, I'm just saying, I've seen out there, people are saying the Maple Leafs.
Well, yeah, those are people who don't have a life, but we do have a life.
Oh, yeah, true.
And he's not going to Toronto. Toronto's not going to make the same mistake. You listen to Berube and Tree Living. They both said they're so happy to not say Core 4 anymore. They're not going to bring back another Core 4.
I know, yeah.
I did want to bring up, it's funny. They said that this is what Darren Dreger was saying. He was there today. Well, yes, not today, because it's 12 o'clock at night, so I don't think he's there right now. But he was there the other day for their first practice. And he said, he was talking to the players.
It was a weekend.
He said he could not believe how peaceful and quiet it seemed like. It seems like all the pressure and all the drama. And it's just funny how when one guy who seems to be a bit of a drama queen goes, the pressure seems to go right off. So, I know I drag on him a lot. I just think that this whole Marner thing, being him gone, is such a like off the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think the Core 4 era being over is going to help Toronto a lot.
I do too. I think it's huge.
I think it's going to be kind of like what I said about the Buffalo Bills. You get rid of the drama, the team improves. But all jokes aside here, it is time for us, I believe, to call it a morning. But before we go, Mr. Morford, do you have an island mindset?
I do. Just quickly before I get any mindset, I did look up the NHL entry draft for 23, the year Bedard got drafted. And I do see it was a weak draft. Bedard was the best player. Just a couple of shout-outs wherever people that did get drafted that year. You got Anaheim, Leo Carlson, who's turned out to be actually a pretty decent player. Adam Vitili, as Jacob pointed out. The one that I forgot was San Jose's Will Smith. And the one I really like, I think you could have a dominant year this year, was Mikisnov from Philly, who had the same 63 points as Connor Bedard did in his rookie.
Oh, Michikov, yeah.
So, I think I would have drafted him first overall, but maybe I'm crazy. But
You know
anyway,
what, Dan? You had just made my mind blown thinking that you would take him instead.
I just
But
wanted
Dan,
to point that out.
what is
But
your mindset for this morning?
as the mindset, as we said on the island, I am attending school at Seneca, sports marketing there. And, I'm new to the program, as everyone's new to the program. We just started, but just huge shout out. Everyone was so nice and welcoming. And it's such a cool situation. We're all complete strangers and we're all getting along really well, working really well together. And that's what I want to talk about. Sometimes people get nervous starting something new, but everyone's nervous. Everyone's trying something new, but we all stick together and work together, and great things are happening. So when you're nervous at it, just work together as a team, and who knows what can happen.
Very true statement, Mr. Morphbore. I think that kind of just takes it in to kind of just do unto others as you would like others to do unto you.
Good one.
So I will say thank you very much for watching the Streakers On podcast. And if you have put up with us for this long, it makes our hearts feel very whole as you hear our heartbeat as we become one on the island. Thank you very much for watching the Streakers Island podcast, powered by Streakers Gaming, with myself, the self-proclaimed sports analyst who loves the sports talk, Mr. More for Your Money.
Woo!
Oh my gosh, that was aggressive. And Mr. Lane Dashing Dashko. We will be live over this weekend. We will probably see you live. I may try to pop on live Friday before I head down to BMO Field.
I will not be going live with you. I'll be doing something else.
I may be going live all by myself because I know Mr. Dashko is always a busy beaver during the day. It takes him hours to get his face ready to look that dashing. So thank you very much.
The research he puts into the show. Holy cow, no one researches more than Dasco.
So thank you very much for watching, everyone. We will be back, and I will guarantee that we will have a show on Sunday. So make sure you join us live at noon on the Streakers Island podcast. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you, John Cena, for joining. I think that's you. It's hard to see anyways.
Yeah.
But we will be back on the weekend. Have an amazing Friday, and peace be with you.
Bye-bye.